Are you getting swept up into the hype of Monster Hunter Wilds? Of course you are. But what's this? You don't know the first thing about Monster Hunter? Well, it's really simple. You beat up a big beast to fancy clothes. The end? Okay, maybe there's a little more nuance to the series than just beating up stuff for high fashion. So I figured I would share some of my wisdom learned from years of hunting to you. Let's talk about preparations. While the game will undoubtedly go over the normal procedures there are to get started, it's helpful to remember some key things to do and take in beforehand. The first step is to speak with your handler or your quest counter lady or whatever they call them in this game to take on a mission. The mission will have details going over what you should be expecting to fight and maybe even some key tips to the fight itself. Before running out into the wildlands, be sure to eat. Head to the chef or tent to make a meal where you will receive some buffs to help you out in the fight. There will be handy notes on what buffs you'll receive from each portion of the meal, so be sure to take the time and check out the details of each meal. The final prep thing to take care of is stocking up on your items, and which weapons, of course, you want to take on the hunt with you. One of the simplest mistakes is forgetting to restock on potions, traps, antidotes, no berries, and more. The weapon selection is your own choice, and that is determined by how you, the hunter, want to fight. Are you ready to fight but you're unsure of what you should be doing when the time comes? Make use of the training facilities. Use this to get a feel for whatever weapon you want to try. Trying to figure out a combo and how strings should work for the weapon? Hit up the training facility. That's going to be your best way to understand how anything properly works. The training room allows you to understand what buttons do what and how to combo everything to get the best results during the fight. Gathering is essential. When out in the world, you have to make sure you pick up things like herbs, honey, and anything in between. There is always a use for something in the wilds to help you make your hunts a little bit easier. For extra assistance, be sure to start crafting items from your equipment box. This allows you to gain the ability to make stronger versions of essential items. A good example of this is if you take a potion, get enough things to autocraft, and it then makes a mega potion. Even better, you can set autocraft on so when you grab 2 of the items required during a hunt in the inventory, it'll automatically make them and store them or put them in your box. Be prepared to fail. Failure is an inevitability. Not every monster will yield success on the first attempt. It takes trial and error to complete missions. Best of all is knowing that you will have to fight the same monster multiple times during your playthrough. But that will be something that you have to do. It's how you are able to craft armor, weapons, so on and so forth. But of course, the joy is experimentation and the understanding over time to lead to dominance during battle. Find what works best for you and be sure to take that into every single fight with the beast. With each monstrous defeat, you will be able to gain pieces to craft better weapons and armor, as aforementioned. Know that when a monster is slain, you can carve the monster to gain some pieces. This goes for the little ones around the world too. However, you can also catch the monster in a trap and then tranquilize it to get different items. How will you know it's the right time to tranquilize the beast? Your HUD will show the monster icon in a weakened state, or you can catch it limping. Remember that HUD I mentioned? Usually it's represented with an insignia that shows that the monster is actually weakened. So be sure to pay attention, not only to the fight, but your heads-up display to give you helpful tips on the battle at hand. Have fun. I know that there are so many moving parts that it can begin to get a little overwhelming, but if you don't let that bother you and you just play the game, you will be welcomed into the Monster Hunter franchise with open arms. You get to experience what all the buzz is about and maybe even want to revisit prior titles to test your strength. Even Monster Hunter Tri, with its stupid swimming mechanics that almost turned me away from the experience entirely, still kind of sits well in my heart to this day. I love the Monster Hunter series. Getting together with friends and experiencing cataclysmic events unfold right in front of you, all while beating the crap out of things bigger than you, is extremely satisfying. It's a thrill that is unmatched, and I hope that this video can help some of the newer players get acclimated to the game and not feel overwhelmed and afraid of the hunt. Please feel free to let me know if there's anything that I may have missed out on or anything that you'd like me to cover to help provide any necessary insight. I'm more than happy to help. See you all in the wildlands, and happy hunting.